Hey guys, what's up? It's Zamara, and today I am back with an old ass video that I should have addressed quite some time ago. In fact, this is one of my original videos, but I just never got to filming it. So thanks to the 3 or 4 individuals who requested this, yeah, thanks for reminding me that this was pending. So, all right, let's dive into it. I'm going to be talking about foods, and more particularly, what my favorite things to eat and drink are. So, yeah, for starters, normally I like to eat pretty healthy, but when stress takes over, all of that just goes to hell. Like, I tend to have zero portion control when I'm in that stage. I just tend to go for junk, like sugary drinks. Well, the only thing I really mess with are smoothies and chocolate milk and water. Other than that, I can honestly say I don't drink anything else. Because, you really don't need to. But when I'm stressed out, I tend to just not be in the mood to prepare good food. And I'll admit it, I don't enjoy cooking. And the reason is simple. It's a messy process and you need to really plan for it. And I just don't like the setting of the kitchen. Like, I don't like to be hands-on with food to better describe it, but I do enjoy consuming it. Who doesn't? So little by little, I have figured out life hacks for myself to not have to, endure this process that I just don't enjoy. So at any rate, yeah, what I like to eat are salads, and it's not really because they're just easy to fix and put together. There's no cooking involved. It's just that it's light and it feels good and your body doesn't really have to work hard to digest all that. And they also can taste pretty nicely. So what I like to do is, in my salad, I have spinach, celery, shredded carrots, grated Parmesan, and a little bit of olive oil, like enough for you to pretty much stir your salad, and then all of it gets a little bit of the olive oil, but not bathe it like some people do. Like, that's not whipped cream. You just can't treat it like, it has to go over the whole food. Just a little bit, and that's it. And let's talk about pizza. My ideal pizza is chicken and pesto, with the mozzarella cheese and all those good herbs. But whenever that is not an option in the menu, I like to stick to the classic, which is pepperoni. I can have pepperoni day and night. And there are some times in which, believe it or not, I can tolerate a plain cheese pizza. Lately, something about those have been my weakness. And I used to think, cheese pizza, they were boring and whatnot, but it's been really good. And I also tried Papa John's blend. It's like they have, I forget, but it's like 6 different cheeses that they just toss together. And it was pretty good, but I don't feel like I need to go back to get it, at least not anytime soon. So yeah, there is a limit to how much cheese becomes acceptable. At any rate, sandwiches. I love talking about sandwiches. My ideal sandwich is, first of all, the bread, it's whole wheat and it has oats, And the inside of it, I have spinach, turkey breast, pickles, Colby Jack cheese, mustard, onions, and sliced bell peppers. Really, that's all I need. And when I go to Subway, I get the chicken teriyaki in their 9-grain honey oat, and pretty much toss all of those vegetables and add banana peppers. Best sandwich ever. You will not need anything else. My ideal burrito is the flour is whole wheat, or the tortilla, whatever you call that. And it has grilled chicken, pico de gallo, lettuce, sour cream, shredded cheese, and sometimes I add black beans. The whole thing of adding black beans, I started doing that only about a year ago, after my first visit to Chipotle. And it's because normally beans I associate as a side for rice. So, the burrito can always be loaded as it is. So, yeah. And I always avoid the rice. Like, my first few times I tried it with rice just cause. But it's excessive to add rice when you already have the flour. So it's either half rice or have the flour, and that's my burrito. So sometimes I may go for a burrito but lack the fun part of it, which is the tortilla, flour tortilla. But when I use rice, it's kind of the same thing, except that the texture is different. So I use the same type of condiments and all that, and everything is good. The ingredients and everything is good. But that would be the picture of my ideal burrito. Burgers. This one is a little tough because I'm gonna have to talk about two recipes. If I stick to the classic, I like lettuce, onions, cheese, barbecue sauce, and of course a thick grilled beef patty. However, about 2 months ago, I tried a burger that was barbecue style. I remember it was called the Cowboy Burger. And basically what it is you have the patties, or the patty, and you have, I remember it having cheese. It must be like American cheese because it was yellow. And of course barbecue sauce and onions. That's it. Not even a single vegetable. But it was good. I'm telling you. It was loaded in that sauce. So like you could squeeze the burger and you could see the sauce bleed out of it. But of course, as you dig into the burger, you will eventually dip it into the remaining sauce that you lost on your plate. So that mess was exciting. I was a little nervous when I ordered it the first time because I've never messed with barbecue with burgers, like barbecue sauce with the burger. So I knew it would be good because I've had a beef patty separate and, dipped it in barbecue sauce, but I have never had a barbecue burger type of thing. So I've been really glad after having tried that, because I don't know what made me try it. Maybe my immense craving for a burger. But I remember that day I had already had a burger. So I went for a second one. And it was a good decision. I enjoyed it. And I can't wait to go back to have that freaking burger. Because ever since I've dined at other places and I have ordered a freaking burger, I have been disappointed. So I feel like I only have 2 places in town I can go for a burger. So anyways, my ideal plate, like my meal, my favorite meals, I guess. I like to have a marinated grilled salmon. And I also like to have spinach on the sides, sometimes kale, if I don't have the spinach, and bake a sweet potato and quinoa. And with the sweet potato, I like to add a little bit of cinnamon to it and just a pinch of sugar, cane sugar. And that's it. It is such a satisfying meal. I love it when my mom fixes it because she just has an art for seasoning and cooking things. And my favorite thing is that she also adds lemon juice when she's marinating the salmon. Of course, that's like the crucial part of marinating something. But it's like she lets me squeeze the amount into it sometimes. And since I know myself, it's like I can get it just right. Just right. And yeah, everybody who has tried that plate has been uber pleased. And I remember like some 4 years ago, Mom was like, all right, what should I fix tonight? And I said, let's make an epic dinner. I would like to have grains, so let's have the quinoa. At that time, I was experimenting with ways to get my serving of grains, but it being nutritional. So quinoa did it for me, and it tastes really good. It's far better than rice. And then for the greens, I used to be more fond of kale back then, but now I have just become more affectionate toward spinach. So, and I forgot to mention asparagus. I haven't had asparagus in a while, but that will also kick things. So, yeah, I'm shocked, you guys. All of a sudden I remembered about asparagus. I don't know why I haven't gotten it lately. But anyway, and of course the sweet potato, I like to mash it up. Mom tends to leave it whole, but after it's done, I like to mash it up so that it's just easier to consume. Because I have a tendency of eating fast and not catching myself eating fast, and then I suffer from indigestion, and I feel like I'm gonna die right there sitting on that dining table. So I'm like, yeah, no, let's mash it up. And also, if you mash it up, you have a better chance to blend the sugar and the cinnamon together, so it makes things even better for you. So yeah, I guess that's my ideal plate. And I guess I should mention what we did to the salmon. Well, what my mom likes to do to the salmon is, of course, you got the lemon juice, and she likes to dice a bell pepper, the red one, of course, just so we're clear on that, and onions, and I finally talked her into using rosemary, so she started using it a few years back, and that made things much better. She also adds parsley, fresh parsley, does she use cilantro? I'm pretty sure she uses cilantro, but not as often as I would like her to. And alternatively, you could add basil to it, but I have not officially tried to add fresh basil to it. So if I remember, I'll experiment with that soon and hopefully let you guys know how that went, unless you beat me to it. You're most likely going to beat me to it if you're going to try any of the ideas that I'm throwing out here. Let's talk about desserts. This excites me. Gosh, there's so much, but I guess anybody who knows me knows that my absolute demise is frozen yogurt. So I like to set up my cup with cookies and cream, vanilla, chocolate, and coconut flavor. That will be the best cup that you ever have. I'm not a fruity person, so I just cannot do strawberry or orange or anything like that. The only fruit that I can mess with that you heard is coconut. But coconut is just special. It's a different type of fruit. So like that taste blends really well with these other things, non-fruit things that I mentioned. So you guys should give that a try. And if that's too loaded for you, what you should always have is a little bit of vanilla with chocolate and coconut, overpowering the vanilla. Stir it. Let it melt for like 2 minutes. If you can wait 2 minutes, dive into it. Thank me later. And my ideal birthday cake exists in this world, of course, and it's the strawberry and cream. It's like mousse. It has some kind of mousse to it. So let's say whipped cream. And here's the catch. Make sure that the cake is moist inside, because that moistness is key. Because I'm sorry, but I've had those cakes that are like just dry in the inside and they just don't feel right. So yeah, always moist. Always moist. Alternatively, my dream birthday cake, which I have never found, nor never had, nor never been able to order, would be, I have a dream about having this one cake that has chocolate in it, and then like coconut flakes, but also a coconut mousse, like a coconut whipped cream. And to sum it all up, the strawberry cake recipe, but with coconut and no strawberries, but add chocolate. I'm not sure how to call that. I'm sure this recipe exists out there, but that's just my cake that I have fabricated in my dreams, but I have not voiced it nor seen it on sale yet. Since coconut has really been a trend lately, I'm pretty sure that I'm bound to see this because I've seen so many coconut products sell like crazy, so this is not going to shock me. I've talked about smoothies, so let me talk about what my daily smoothie is and how it's my ideal smoothie. I like to have blueberries, strawberries, sometimes spinach, almond milk, almond butter, lots of almond butter, and coconut and almond protein powder. But sometimes when I don't have the almond milk, I like to use coconut milk. And it does matter what kind of coconut milk you use. You gotta make sure that it's the original. Because if you go for an unsweetened one, like I use the unsweetened almond milk, but for some reason with coconut, it doesn't work as well. So I learned that the hard way a couple of months ago. So yeah, that's really it with my smoothie. And I like to have a little bit more blueberries than strawberries. Just so we're clear. And my ideal drink is Belgian chocolate milk. I tried that some months ago. Let's say back in February or so. And oh my God, I have been addicted to it ever since. But the place I normally shop at stopped carrying it. And now somewhere else that I never shop at has it. So now I have a reason to go out there to get this. And it's a little pricey, but it's worth it. It's like molten dark chocolate. If you love dark chocolate, which it gets a bad rap nowadays, but that drink is just the drink for you. So if you ever see anything chocolate related with the word Belgian attached to it, get it, because it'll be the best investment you do on the day. Like I said, if you're a dark chocolate lover, which I'm still shocked that some people just don't dig it. And all right, you guys, that is all that I can think of right now as to what my ideal foods are anytime, any day, anywhere. I hope you enjoyed my input, because I definitely enjoy talking about this, given that I don't do this very often. And yeah, and given that I don't get to exactly eat like this very often, because, you know, we all have life stuff going on that demands our attention before we can please ourselves with what we enjoy. But yeah, what do you guys think? What are your ideal meals? What are your favorite foods? I love to read about food because it gets me excited to look forward to trying something new. I used to be one of those really picky eaters, but now somehow I learned to just dive into anything. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you extremely soon.